Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will go on with the different maqams, and we almost did all of them. We in this series, just remember, in the series we are talking about all the different possible tetra and pentachords of the Turkish classical music, and we will take a closer look at every tetra pentachord, and we will analyze that, or we will look at that, how that tetra pentachord behaves in the context of its maqam. So all tetra pentachords. Today we will talk about Saba. So Saba is actually it's just a tetrachord. It's a diminished tetrachord. It's a very interesting, very in a some kind of way, like a very different tetrachord, a very different kind of scale type thing, also when compared to the Western music, but we will go into that. But this tetrachord, Saba, tetrachord means just these four notes of the scale. That also, there's also always a maqam, Saba. And this maqam is now, the idea is now of these series on the different maqams is to really, to take a look at this tetrachord and how this behaves in the context of actual musical practice. So what how does it extend to form a whole scale, or what does it do? Has this how about like getting lower in the scale? What comes below the root? So which kind of a leading tone, also called jeden, do we have? And all these kinds of things. So because every maqam has its tetra pentachord, its basis, so to speak, and then of course in the whole melodic movements and everything, it shows different places and branches out, of course, of this tetra pentachord. Mostly we have a kind of an octave which we also can extend, and very often we can extend it in a symmetrical way, that we just start all over when we reach the octave, or the same way down below the octave. But very frequently we also take another route once we come into the octave region, that very often like a different color, different tetra pentachord, different maqam even is shown there. So this idea of plateaus in one way, like tetra pentachord plateaus, where we always building it, is in a way it simplifies things, because the number of those tetra pentachords is very limited. So that's good in a way. Good. I mean, it's easier to learn, of course. But the different arrangements of these tetra pentachords, how they are composed in one maqam, and what is actually also possible, what you can do. I mean, you can take just the nearest relatives in a way when you are playing one maqam. So just very closely related things. It's a bit hard to describe. I mean, just the things that the maqam, the tetra pentachord, just immediately and naturally wants to do, or how it naturally expands to an octave or something like that. So you can stay into that, but you have actually like especially when you improvise, when you do this taksim. Taksim is the improvisation that you can go really out. You can go really into very different regions, but always make sure that it also all is going smooth. Yeah? So that's actually the art also of this this music and this improvisation, to be able to, you know, you go one step out, and then this opens a door to another step further out, and you can go really far, and then of course coming back in a very smooth way by just only have like these smaller changes mostly. I mean, it's difficult to just I mean, what this explanation I gave you is a bit rough, you can say. I mean, of course there are also surprises where you suddenly show this color, and but you really have to know what you're doing, and there are like 500 or more maqams, so it's like how to combine these. I think 14. It's 14 tetrapentachords. And like there are so many ways to combine them and to put them together and everything. So it's really a task. It's really quite, I mean, very difficult actually. It's really challenging to be able to do that, and for that of course you really have to. You really have to know the music. You have to listen to the music, and you have to play that all the time. And then you more and more you understand more and more, and then you more and more you hear, okay, when I play that I also can do, I can open that door. And of course this whole thing is also not only about scales and what different notes opens, maybe open a different door. It's also about the melodic formulas, like all these different tetrapentachords. They also have a kind of a very typical melodic movements, yeah, like formulas which are like just a little just little fragments actually, and this is also called like Czechny, yeah? where you don't show the whole tetrapentachord, maybe just the first three notes, or maybe also the jeden, the leading tone, and make some like very typical movement, just a few notes, 4 or 5 notes, you play, and then this color is there, this taste is there. So that really has to do with that you really need to be really into that. Yeah, it's not something you can just take the scales and okay, there are the microtones. Okay, now I got it. So okay. By the way, for this lesson you also find the PDF down in the description below about Saba, and there we have some we have like 2 melodies also, and this analysis of the scales and how it's constructed, and so we are referring to that, and it would be great if you download that, of course. That helps to understand this lesson, of course, and also supports this channel, so it would be a good thing to do. Okay, so Saba, we what we are doing, we take A Saba Maqam, and because also it's Yerinde A, but so many languages. Yerinde A, and that means this Maqam or tetrapentachord, in this case only tetrachord, is its location is A in the whole context of all these Maqams. Yeah, we talked about that. And yeah, so I wanna go into that, because there are some later on we will also put it to E, and I also will play you teach you a song here, a little folk song in Saba, in E Saba, but now we get into A Saba. Yeah, as I said, it's like the typical form. Also, it's maybe easier for notation purposes, easier to see. But it's also a bit easier to play some things there. So A Saba is actually quite works quite well in a way on the guitar. Especially for me, because I have a plain G string, so that it's a bit easier to bend. I don't have to work so hard for my bendings. Okay, so Saba is a very, you can say it's a very strange tetrachord that is already valuing this tetrachord in a way. It's a very beautiful tetrachord, actually, but it's very, very different than the others, and also it's very, very different than what we have normally in our in Western harmony, like the normal construction of scales. So we are dealing now really with these microtones. We need microtones, and also there are some things which let's go into that. So what we have is we have A there. Then we have this. Actually, it starts. It starts like Ushak, yeah. So it's the lowered. It's a lowered major second, and this lowered major second can be quite low also in Saba. It sounds nice actually, and it's especially it's especially nice in Saba to change the intonation also a bit, to go up and down. Okay, that's, in a way you can say that's one part of this tetrachord, which is like a kind of an Ushak tonality, Ushak Cheshny in itself, yeah? Like a small version of Ushak. And now when you come to the C, this is actually your güçlü. Güçlü means the most dominant note. So this is actually the güçlü, a temporary karar, which is the most important stay besides the root, the karar, and that is C. So when you play this. This is really strong. This is not just a minor third of this tetrachord. It's at the same time it's the root of the next chord. So what you have, the basis of Saba is like always this kind of a pendulum, you can say, between A and yeah, this is in a way the basis, you can say. It's not yet Saba, yeah, definitely not. But this is kind of what we understand very easily when we talked about Ushak. This is like a very normal color, and this change of C and A, it's nice, yeah. It's just these roots change in minor thirds, and yeah. So that's your main. These are your main notes. You change between them, yeah. That's also happened with other pentachords like Hüsam, Sega, Mystiar, where we had really the minor third being the most important besides the root, besides the karar. Okay. Now on C we show, I mean we construct hijas. It's like C hijas we have. So we have so our ear really settles into that. But then goes back to A. Okay, I think it's a very beautiful sound. I will play you a little 8-bar melody, which I got from Ross Daly actually when from YouTube, from a YouTube video. I will put the link down in the description below because he also has some explanations on Saba, and I really like what he's doing. I think he's a really great musician, yeah. I will just play this melody. I think it's like a very I mean, it's not his melody. I think he also has some explanation of it. I just transcribed that because I think it is really nice and in a very short, condensed way. It really shows Saba. I think it's the traditional melody. I mean, like a composed melody of the classical Turkish repertoire. All right, so I play that. Time. Okay, so kind of. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Saba. What is Saba? What is a Maqam Saba? So the basic construction is we have this kind of an ushak trichord, you can say, and on the C we have hijas pentachord. So what actually happens, the characteristic thing of Saba, so is not these three notes, but it's really to have. So that is actually the Saba. Saba tetrachord, it's also a diminished tetrachord. We call that the diminished tetrachord. And we have when we compare that with a 12-tone equal temperament, or with scales of the European classical Western music tradition, then we consider the second degree, and that's really what I found out. And I tried to use Saba in different ways in the Western harmony also. And I really found out that Saba is actually it's really not a half step here. Yeah, it's really not a half step. It's really a whole step, which is like very, very low, and that's very important, because we can't use Saba for any scale which starts with a half step. Yeah, that's not Saba. It's a completely different thing. It was actually quite an interesting thing, because later on we will also think and analyze and see what we can learn about microtones from the Turkish classical music and apply them to the Western harmony. Okay, but in this case, the European version, 12-tone equal temperament version, can only be A, B, C, D flat. Okay, not. That's a very different thing. That's a thing we really have in our scales, and like normal European classical music scales, but not that. That is, you can say that is in a way that is chromatic, and we talked about diminished fourths also. That a diminished fourth is actually really how do you say? It's really it dominates the minor third, yeah, due to the harmonic series also. So it's actually like, in a way, so we have. If I play just that, we just have a like a chromatic passing tone here between B and C sharp. That's a sound here in this case. Yeah, if we just played in the 12-tone equal temperament, so we would never come to the Saba color. And the Saba color is, of course, has much to do with the microtones. Yeah, it's a real, like, it really depends on microtones. It needs microtones, otherwise you cannot really play Saba. But when you know how Saba works, that actually that note is the most important note, the most dominant note. And we talked in another lesson, we talked about these chromatic triads. We talked that actually in different kind of contexts already. And a chromatic triad, I mean, that's my theory. I found that, I made that up, is that actually the middle note is the most important note. We have like two half steps, but the middle note is our important note, and the other notes are just approaching notes. And that in scales, that fits. It's really, I mean, that is really how do you say, really easy to understand and very logical also to in the European Western music. If this note is either the root, the major third, or the perfect fifths, because these are really stable and most stable notes in relation to the root. And this is like, for example, if we have A flat major. That's a bit also like Sega, but it's also like it. Our ear can really appreciate that. Or if we have F minor. Yeah, that's no problem. Or if we have C something, C major. Or these. So if these notes, the root, the middle note of this chromatic triad is root, major third, or perfect fifth, that is no problem. These scales we can easily deal with. But in this case, the C, the minor third, is this most important. I mean the root of this chromatic triad. So, and the minor third, it's a bit difficult. I mean, what we can think, oh, we think C, like we have this Hijas. Yeah, there we have the root. Then it would be our root, yeah. If we take C and we take this chromatic triad here, but in to the actual root of Saba, this is a bit. I mean, this is. In a way, it shows us a lot. In a way, it really shows us that's also what I hear, how I hear it. That is when we can play a lot on this Hijas C, and this is really working great. And but then like A, in a way, to go to A after playing C Hijas, like. It's kind of a little bit surprising. Yeah? I mean, there are many ways how you can think also about that, like a kind of a dominant, C dominant going to F major. I'm also still a little bit working on that. With Saba. It's like always I get a little bit new ideas about the whole thing. But what you can definitely say is that this tetrachord really has to be handled with care, and it's really about having actually two places, like this pendulum thing. Yeah, you have two places where you always be either more there or more there. So either you are on or or there. So all right. So what is Saba also doing? Yeah, I mean, we just talked now about this uniqueness of this tetrachord. Yeah, if you just would get the notes, maybe you would be like a bit confused how to deal with that. Yeah, and okay. Anyway. When we go further, what we show on C is not only Hijas, but it's Cirgule Hijas. It's a whole octave of having like a Hijas pentachord. Oops. Yeah, so C, D flat, lower E, F, E. Although in Saba this E can be also quite high. Actually, sometimes we can just play it also 12-tone equal temperament E, because it's also like a perfect fifth to A, so it also stabilizes the A. So in this context, it's possible to do that. So like a little bit like. But still, I mean, you hear that maybe. Huh? If I go from C. That's a harsh kind of a major third. Oops. It's a little bit softer, huh? Instead of so. And then from G, from the fifth, we have another Hijas tetrachord this time. and I don't do that now. I'm also in this piece. It's in a way like that's very. I wanna have this more as a kind of an ornament, and of course when I'm really here. Yeah, then I would not play this this B. If I'm really going to C and really be in that octave, and so then I would try to play my B not 12th tone equal temperament, but a little lower. Okay, so you have this Sirgüle Hijas. Let me maybe just play it in. It's a bit easier, and maybe also easier for you to see what I'm doing, because I'm not always fretting the half step lower and you think, oh, that's an E flat here. So the scale is actually C, D flat, E, F, G, and then G, A flat, B, C. Yeah, that's the basis. I mean, that's a version without microtones. And that's also possible to do, because the microtones are not very, how do you say, the microtonal deviations you need from these 12th tone equal temperament notes are not that big, not that large. Okay, and what you have when you now play that, then automatically you have kind of two other different colors you can show without altering the notes. You have F nigris. And you have kind of Hüsam, this color. In the video of Ross Daly, he says it's a kind of a Phrygian thing here. But that really implies that it's like really 12th tone equal temperament A. So that is E. That is really a perfect fifth from A. That's one thing. But for me, it's not really that. It's more this lowered E here. So it's more kind of. I hear that it's more right in a way to have a more like maybe Hüsam color, or a strange kind of version of Kurdi. All right, that's all on the page actually. Yeah. Okay, I will show you another nice piece. I told you I wanna also teach you a folk song in Saba, like just a very simple melody, and I like this melody always a lot when also Nuri Karademili, my teacher, so Ut master here, he died already sadly, but yeah. He lives on, of course, and yeah. So I wanna also share this nice melody with you. It's a nice, beautiful example of a very condensed version of Saba, and it's in E. All right. What works extremely well for Saba, because we said it's also always this kind of a pendulum between the karar, the root, and the G. And now that we put it, transpose the whole thing to E, yeah, what we normally also want to do here at Guitar Academia, to transpose everything to E, to really be able to compare all these different scales and tonalities, keys, whatever, and Also the tuning tones. Remember, we also have tuning tones. Yeah, maybe you might have not seen that we have really these tuning tones for these 53 different pitches in the Turkish classical music tonal system. So you can really use them to just get the notes really right before you start like finding your own versions or playing maybe more musical with them around, but just for practice to really get that straight. Yeah, so we try to put everything to E, and now, and this pendulum really nicely works now between E and G by tuning the A string to G. Yeah, so we have G and we have E. Yeah, so we can have like. The nice thing is also that once we go to G, we have actually like this whole framework one thing here, happening. Okay, of course, one thing is a little bit challenging then. If we have our G sounding, we have to bend the notes on the D string towards the floor, so not to touch the string, of course. Okay, so I got a little bit lost in improvisation. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so yeah, so I play you this piece in E Saba. All right. thing there. It's actually funny, you know, because when you are like, when you have an instrument which is really made for that, and you have all the notes, and it's so easy, like with an oud or tambour or whatever, to kanun, you just have these notes, they are there, you know. But we have to work so hard. So in the there are like some spots which are difficult, where somebody like a Turkish classical musician would sing. What's difficult there? It's not more difficult than the other notes. It's simple, you know. But to have that thing here, F sharp. I mean the lowered F sharp, the lowered major second, going quickly to like 16ths. We have 16ths. F sharp, E. So to go from F sharp to E, we have to lose our F sharp. Yeah. So because it's the same string, and we have to be in a way like very quick. That is not like this release band thing, and we have to be really quick, and then immediately come back to it, like. At the same time, we want to have a good intonation, of course. And at the same time, I mean, yeah, at the same time, the direction changes. F sharp to E, and then F sharp going up. And we talked about that it's actually quite nice to have a different kind of a intonation when going down and up. But up is also more work, you know, and in this short time, it's very, very difficult to do that. Yeah. So what I thought about this little thing there, and I thought, okay, I will just play that in the 12-tone equal temperament, but hopefully you don't tell anybody. It's really because it's going up, you know. You can do that. Yeah, it can happen. Maybe it can also happen on the oud when you're maybe drunk. So no, okay. So this. Yeah, but you hear the difference. I just want to show you also the difference, that you really hear what we also lose. We gain and we lose. So we have that. One more time. One more time, sorry. And now we have. Instead of. So instead of, we have. Yeah, it's really like it's really interesting. I mean, the major second we have in the 12-tone equal temperament is really not so nice. Yeah, either it's nice to have it a little bit lower, like as here you hear that in this context, right? Or to have it a little higher, like. But to really to have this there, I leave it up to you. You heard the differences. Okay, so I will I play. So my hand can also. Oh, sorry. No. I can rest a bit. And sometimes I just play the note like that. Just to fake it in a way. think you got it. There are like 2 fragments also written there for Saba, which are also nice. I think I played them already. The first is going, you bend the note, and then you either hammer or slide. Yeah, so you have either or yeah, once you go to A flat, that's already the plateau, you can say the plateau of G hijaz. So once you are there, you're not really anymore at E. No, you are really like you play tension, kind of a note which is really approaching to your root, to G. And the other thing here is a hammer pull off. Remember, A is Abzieher, it's German, but it's pull off, and K is Klopfer, it's hammer on, and R is Rutscher, it's slide. Yeah, it's this strange thing here on this Guitar Academia. So we have this second fragment is we have actually G, we are on G, and then we do like, and we can either do like just this hammer pull off and immediately bend this a bit. Yeah. Yeah. A bit strange. I really like to have this kind of an underline there, this kind of vibrato which shows the higher shruti, the higher region microtone thing. So, yeah, but that's, of course, that's more Indian. But it's nice in this context. Yeah, I hope you like Saba. I definitely do. Yeah, and I really hope that these lessons here on Guitar Academia are also inspiring for you, that you actually really want to go into that, this microtonal atmospheres, these different intonations. I think they are really great, and in a way I'm really thinking this it's also very necessary and important. Like everybody should to some degree study that, to get more aware of these different shades and colors of these microtones, because it's about music, and that's one very important part of music is, of course, the intonation, and the funny thing is that in the West, when we say intonation is very important, I mean, for example, like a violinist should really have the right intonation, or a singer with a piano, yeah, or something like that, to play together, all these classical songs. Yeah, but the problem is, if you really look at that and think of intonation from a more broader perspective of the harmonic series and what is actually right, what is a right major second, a right major third, fifth, fourth, whatever, then you really understand that this was what is right in that culture is actually quite wrong when you compare that with a like natural law of the harmonic series, for example. So, and then when you change these notes, when you change the notes to these other systems, and like the Turkish, I'm always saying that the Turkish classical music, the system of dividing the octave into 53 parts, it's really like it's extremely musical. Yeah? So you really, when you study that, you really get these different colors, which really open your ears, I think. All right, so that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click the bell button. Then you get notifications when a new video will be released. This is the case here every week. Also, you can donate. Just go down in the description below. There is a link to my website, hoophildenbrand.com, the Guitar Academia page there. There's a button where you can donate. So this would be really cool if you would like to support my channel, which means also that you're really valuing the stuff you get here. So it would make me really happy. All right, thanks for watching and stay tuned. My name is Hoop Hildenbrand.